I met Tatiana and her young son at the official residence of the Ecuadorian ambassador here in Washington, where some of her work adorns its walls.
Hey, Tiago. How are you?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you. Come on in.
Oh,
Come on in.
thank you so much. This quote comes from you. Whenever I paint, I am transported to another dimension. I feel one with the universe, with God. There's a sense of euphoria, of joy, of deep love. So deep that it's overwhelming, almost unbearable. Explain.
Yes, when I'm painting, sometimes I don't even understand what I'm doing. Like somebody tells me, why did you do this? What does that mean? And it's like I'm connected with something beyond, something divine, and I'm just transported. And it's another world, so I really, it's a connection that I say artists have, usually the connection with something beyond this life. And I've always felt this connection when I was a kid, and actually I always, like, there was a period in my life when as an adolescent, I wanted to be part of the, you know, not this world, I just felt I belonged to the, you know, the supernatural, you know, because I felt more, I love this euphoria that I felt when I painted or was creating, that I wanted to stay there.
Tatiana Baki is a poet and painter. She is a member of the Arts Foundation at Harvard University, where she holds a degree in philosophy, Germanic languages, and French literature.
When did it start? How early in life did you kind of recognize that this was a part of who you are?
When I was really young. I mean, I started writing when I was, and painting when I was 5 or 6, and really writing at 10. I did poetry, I started writing in French, and I have a book published, but my writings when I was 13 and 10, I have it, and it was in French and Spanish, and a bit of English. And I think because probably I was bullied, and I had a hard time in school, and so I went into books, like the books were my friends, and art, so I found like I fell in love with poetry mostly, and I just was happy living in books more than in real life.
How do you think that impacted your life? I mean, did it make you more, some people become more withdrawn, and then also kind of, as a result, they immerse themselves in their art?
Yeah, I was withdrawn, actually. I mean, I had a hard time when I was younger, and I went to college, I didn't even socialize, so I just painted and studied. But I changed later in my life, but my younger years, I was withdrawn into myself and into just, you know, books and literature and art. And I just was not, I didn't trust human beings, you know, because I thought they were all mean, you know. I had a hard time, but with time, with wisdom, I reconciled now. I see that not everybody's mean, and it made me what I am. So if I had to go back, I wouldn't change anything, because it made me who I am, and it gave me character, and it made me find, like, you know, find the beauty inside of me, because I thought I was, you know, what they told me, I was, let's say, ugly or stupid or whatever they said. But I mean, it taught me that beauty is from the inside. So, and it was a long road, but I don't regret it. It made me stronger. And so now I see in adolescence, when I see with my kids, or they tell me stories about, I can feel, you know, how hard it is. And now it's harder than ever to grow up as a kid nowadays. It's very difficult. So it's still ongoing. And it's about self-love, basically. So at the beginning, I had a lot of self-loathing. I think, you know, I can say it now. I didn't see it back then. And finally, I really love myself. I accept myself. And even my imperfections or whatever I used to hate, now I thank God for having them, because they make you what you are, you know. You are what you are unique. And self-love is the only way to reach peace and be content in this world, I think. Money, material things, nothing. It won't make you happy if you don't love yourself first.
Baki was born in Beirut, Lebanon, a city with an artistic history where theater, poetry, and music boomed during the 1960s, but also with a violent narrative, particularly during the decades of the 70s to the 90s when a young Tatiana coped with the ramifications of a civil war.
How do you think that helped shape who you were? Tell us a little bit about your story, because obviously coming from Lebanon, there were some difficult periods, not just for you, but for your country.
Yes, I mean, I remember bombs. I was young, but I remember we would sleep with the sound of bombs, and if we didn't hear anything, we would be worried, like my brothers and I, why is it so quiet? So growing up, it was normal to see dead people on the TV or the news, everyday young children, women, and buildings falling out in front of our eyes. There was a building, I remember, that image never leaves my mind. Like we all night there was bombs, all night, and even the building was shaking. And then in the morning, my father called us to listen to the birds chirping. It was like a peace. It was 5 in the morning. We all went to the balcony to listen to the sound of the birds after the night of bombing. And a rocket flies in front of, and it goes into the building in front of us, and it blows up, you know. And I remember I didn't show fear, like I was afraid inside, but because, you know, my father was tough, and he, you know, if we die here, like he didn't want to leave the country. He's very patriotic. And we always stayed in the apartment. We didn't go down even to the, you know, the shelter down. So I remember, like, like I grew up without showing fear, or it was part of real life. We weren't afraid. I mean, we were saying, what kind of a missile was it? Like my brothers were saying, this is this and that, and we couldn't see the airplanes. They could tell which airplane it was. So it was crazy. I mean, I look back now and I say, this is really, you know, unreal to grow up like that. So it was part of normal life to see that. But when I left, and in retrospect, I saw it was really not normal, and I would never want my children to live through that. But it made us who we are. I mean, the family, you see life and death, and it makes you appreciate the present. Because in Lebanon, everybody would say, I mean, there was an expression, like when you made plans, they say, okay, if we live till Monday, or we live till that, we'll see each other if we live. Everybody would say that. It's like part of because nobody knew if they're gonna live for tomorrow. Yes.
You know, I saw an artist interviewed many, many years ago who was in Europe and lived through World War II, and the same sort of thing, going into bomb shelters and everything. And he said one of the other casualties of war, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, is art. I mean, that people aren't painting, and they're not doing artwork, and they're not putting on performances because
like
they're hiding in shelters, and that's another casualty, and that's something that's lost.
I don't think so, but I mean, in my experience, no. I mean, my mom started painting, and we grew up with that. So art was you know, relief. You know, she started painting during the war, and that was the highlight of our life. I remember she would give us classes, art classes, to me, my brothers, my cousins, and it was the highlight, the colors. And I think it affected me most. So I continued painting because of that. And I think you can pain and hardship is, for me, it's an inspiration. It makes me more creative. When I'm very, very happy, I don't create that well. You know, I'm better off when I have problems. You know, after September 11, I did the collection. After the COVID, I think pain is a good thing, to feel pain and to see, you know, injustices or violence. It actually makes you want to maybe express that maybe anger. It's a mix of emotion: anger, outrage, sorrow, and saying why human beings are like that. I mean, what a better way than to do it through art, through music, through poetry, through, you know, visual arts. I don't get inspired by, let's say, like sunset. Or for me, it's because I paint, my paintings is from here, know what experiences, no? Or something that is bothering me, outraging me, I see in society, and I want to express, you know. But yeah, I think fear blocks me. When I'm not sure how should I start, and I want to, so when I let go of fear and I just go and I attack it with passion, and that's my way of painting. So fear is the block for me. So I have to just have faith that I'm gonna do something. Sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just, that's why I say I'm transported. The way it's very improvised, my painting. I don't sketch. I just go in there. Maybe I have an idea I want to do, let's say, about politician or about the corrupt politician. So I just don't know. I'm going to make him like a devil, maybe. And then my hand moves by itself. That's what I'm saying. I'm transported. It's like automatic painting. You know that there's automatic writing. When I was a kid, I loved surrealists. I like Paul Éluard and all the French surrealists, and they did automatic writing. And I love doing that. You know, like you write without even thinking. You just, it's called, you know, and I kind of do that, automatic painting in a way. So I let myself be transported. Some days I don't have it, so I don't paint, yeah.
So are there days when you immerse yourself and then you say, it's just not working? Or, I mean, can you walk us through the process? Or is it always, oh my God, I've got a home run, this is fantastic? Or are there moments of self-doubt? Or, I mean, how do you view your art?
I mean, first, okay, I stopped painting after I had kids, so it was very hard to focus when kids, because you have to deal with mundane things, and, you know, they asking mom this, that, and it's hard to turn on the button off and on, inspired, non-inspired, you know. So you have to be in a zone. So that's why I stopped for 10 plus years, because I needed to be, like, you know, to be in that zone, and like for weeks, you know. That's how I used to paint before having kids. I would stay 1 month and I'd do it nonstop, and I got inspired to that. But so now it's different with children, and what I do, and my husband helped me a lot. I mean, putting music and just sitting in a room blocking myself, and then just feeling it, the music that talks to me, and thinking maybe a poetry verse, and then I just feel, and then I throw it, like I start. But I have to be with myself and put some music, something that moves me from inside, and think about what I want to paint. Like my collection now, it was inspired by COVID, so I started thinking what's wrong in the world and what do we need to do. It was a wake-up call. For me, it's a wake-up call for humanity. So it's very social, my painting. I want to address social issues. And so I think of an idea, but I just close myself and put music. So I use art to be inspired too.
Baki's intense colored paintings are the results of the bold shapes delivered through each brushstroke, making her craft automatically recognizable. Her works have been showcased at various exhibits, including Howard University, the National Press Club in D.C., and Trump Tower in New York, just to name a few.
So Tatiana, why don't we go in here and you can just kind of, this is one of your pieces here. Can
yes.
you kind of describe it for us?
Yeah, this is the accomplices, or to love. It's about true love, you know. And through love, you know, true love, there's the earthy side, you know, this is the passion, maybe the sin, whatever you want to call it. But then you get to the divine, you know. You have to go through the earthy side to get to the divine, the connection, the balance between, you know, our earthy impulses, but you cannot reach the divine unless you go through the earthy impulse as well. It's the marriage of both. Like I show the darkness and light together, you know, in harmony.
Fantastic.
You know.
Well, let's
go see another one. I want to show you the other room.
Oh, this is
okay.
beautiful.
Yes, this is Land of the Free, and well, as you see, I mean, it's not free because there's a chain.
Yeah.
And it's a critique of United States, and there's a, you know, this is a multiracial person. It could be black or, you know, maybe Latin, but it's dark skin, and this is a white person. But I'm showing the divide. There's a divide in this country, race and also class, and then political divide, you know. So it's a country at war with itself, and the helmet is like COVID, you know, you know.
Right.
But we carry COVID within us. So COVID is just an expression of what we already had, a disease or something.
A lot of Baki's work have also ended up in the hands of private collectors, such as actress Bo Derek, businessman David Murdock, and former U.S. President Bill Clinton.
But do you have one piece of art that perhaps you love a little bit more than another? Or do you look at all your art and say, no, these are all great creations, or do you have a favorite?
No, actually, I love them all, but maybe the one I told you to love, I like it a lot. The one we talked about. So, other collections I have a few that I have some special ones. I do, yeah.
But it'll stay up here, it's not coming out of here.
Yeah, so I have, but I love them all, I just said. But I have some that connect more, resonate with me more, yeah.
What's the feeling knowing that if you were to go visit Bill Clinton, you've got your artwork in his house hanging?
It's an awesome feeling. It's amazing, and especially somebody like Bill Clinton, that I don't care if he's president. See, it's the person. He is an amazing person and has a lot of knowledge and wisdom and intelligence. So I like it that I don't feel bad when my paintings are all over the world. Like, it's wonderful. I don't feel, oh my God, now I'm gonna be separated from them. It's sharing in them, and it fulfills me as an artist to know that they're in the houses of people that appreciate them, so they have a new home. Actually, I saw one of the paintings. Actually, it was my mom's portrait. It was called Aquatic, and a woman fell in love with it, and we sent it to Mexico. She bought it. And then part of me said, oh my God, it's my mom, and I had a wonderful poem with it. But I'm happy because she loves it so much. She writes to me, she sends me a picture, and she connected with it so much that it makes me happy that knowing that she has it and she looks at it every day, and it talks to her. You know, the painting talks to her, and it makes her smile or makes her feel good. So for me, that's a great feeling. You know, I'm not selfish with them. I don't even keep pictures. I told you, I don't have pictures of Clinton's painting that I saw. I know I had them, but I lost them. I don't know where they are anymore.
They're kind of like your babies, and you give them up for adoption, and they're
but my real babies, I will never do that.
No, I'd never ask you to, but it's nice to know that they're in a safe home and people are caring for them and love them just as much as you.
What is not shared is lost. So, yeah, I just don't feel they belong to me. They're just whoever connects with them, and they see something in my paintings that connects to them, like talks to them. That's wonderful. For me, that's the biggest gift. That's, you know, that's why I'm doing the right thing. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Well, it's been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you.